we don't regulate for regulation's sake. We regulate to allow financial institutions to serve the people of this state, provide important financial services. That's the ultimate goal. That's what it's all about. Hello, I'm Gonzales, Commissioner of the Tennessee Department of Financial Institutions. I've been with the Department of Financial Institutions for 30 years. I started out as an entry-level attorney and worked with all divisions of the department, and became commissioner in December 2005. When I think about community banks throughout Tennessee, I can think of individual banks and what they mean to those particular communities. And Tri-State Bank is one of those banks. Really, it is the community's bank. Members of the African American community decided they had a dream to start a community bank, and they sought to do that because the African American community was not being served as far as their personal needs or their business needs. So a group of concerned citizens decided, we're going to put together a bank. And you can imagine the kind of concerns and problems they had in doing that. An African American bank that was formed earlier in Memphis, it had failed. So they didn't have a great experience as far as historically success with respect to an African American bank. They didn't have individuals with a lot of bank management in the African American community. So I can imagine what my predecessor probably went through in looking at that application, and they were granted a charter in 1946. This was not a bank where you simply put your deposits and it was a place to get a loan. It was much more than that. This bank was really part of the fabric of that community just as much as the church was at that time. Here's an example of it. Civil rights movement of the 50s and 60s. You had the bank supporting civil rights activists who were sought to be punished by others economically for the activities that they were taking for that civil rights movement. So that bank stood with these people. And if it had not been there, some of the efforts probably would not have been able to take place because they provided the economic support. That bank was a catalyst to change a culture of a community. It was an institution to give a sense of purpose and confidence to a community that was held down and pushed down for decades. And the word's gotten out that they're willing to make these loans, that they're willing to help people. So let's tailor regulation to the issues at hand, to the economic background of the bank, to the ability of management, to the history of that institution. We need to unleash the power of regional regulation. That's what we need to do.